This is how we meet, to drink akavit and eat pickled herring. My friends, I'll say it clear, we're so glad you're here. So come on, let's start sharing about the land that spans beyond the salt sea pond, deep in the fjord way, with reindeer galore, Atlantic salmon and more. They do it Norway.
Good evening and welcome to Norway House and our first ever virtual Midtsommer Gala. I'm Dave Mona, your host, and we're thrilled you've joined us as we tap into our Viking spirit, celebrate our heritage, rekindle the connection to our community, and ignite enthusiastic support of our cultural center. We invite you to give generously during tonight's Fund a Need, and we welcome your continued bidding on all of our auction items. Tonight we'll honor those individuals who boldly inspire us by exploring new frontiers, this year's Going Viking recipients. And we're going to wrap this all up in 15 minutes, plus the 30-minute Minnesota goodbye. As my friend Shannon likes to say,
we sail on!
And tonight, we're going to do it Norway.
So now is the time to don your Viking gear, but control your skull so you don't spill your Carlsberg beer. Wave the coat of arms, blow the Gala horn, as we commence to salute your roots and land of ancestors born. Let the record show we got the Midtsommer glow as we do it Norway.
Well, thank you, Jim, and also to Shannon, the other half of the duo I affectionately refer to as my Midtsommer sidekicks. We'll be seeing more of them later, but right now, I raise my glass to all of you, our virtual viewers. Now that is a Viking spirit. Of course, this is the Scandinavian Sidecar, our signature cocktail designed exclusively for this evening by our friends at Brewery Distillery. And while we take a moment to sip this nectar of the Norse gods, please welcome our Norwegian ambassador, His Excellency Kåre Os.
Dear friends, colleagues, fellow Norwegians, and the Norwegian American community, it's wonderful to participate in the Midtsommer Gala organized by my friends at Norway House. I hope that you are all staying healthy. I always enjoy my visits to Norway House, Minnesota, and Minneapolis, and hope we can be there together physically soon. In the meantime, this gala presents a great opportunity to learn more about this great place. Norway House does important work for the development of Norwegian-American relations and for promoting Norwegian culture in the United States. It provides a useful convening space and organizes excellent programs. Excellent programs which I have been able to participate myself, and that has been an honor and a privilege. I really look forward to the expansion of Norway House, which will provide even more possibilities in the future. I wish you the best of luck for the gala and the future expansion.
And now it gives me great pleasure to welcome to our Midtsommer stage the Executive Director of Norway House, Christina Carlton.
Thank you, Dave. God kväll, Norway House venner. Thank you for joining us and being here to support your Norway House community. I hope you're all staying safe and remaining healthy. I appreciate your many inquiries and well wishes over these last months. 2020 has presented some incredible challenges, but I'm so proud of the staff, supportive volunteers, members, and our board. Together, we are navigating through this pandemic, the isolation, and now having serious conversations about race and justice in our community. And through these conversations, we've decided that a portion of tonight's proceeds will be donated to help rebuild Lake Street through the We Love Lake Street Fund. There may be many here in this evening who are not as familiar with what we do at Norway House, and I would like to take this opportunity to tell you more. We host events that promote the arts, business, and culture that connects us with Norway today. We were formed in 2004 and came together because our Norwegian American community, though very active, did not have a central place to gather and call home. Additionally, we're proud to share the block with our thriving neighbor, Minnekirken, a congregation and church founded almost 100 years ago by Norwegian immigrants to the US, and they still hold services på norsk. We're located on a cultural corridor with a rich history where Scandinavians once called home. Our friends and neighbors at the Minneapolis American Indian Center are down the street. And certainly new immigrants from East Africa now call this neighborhood home. A rich culture that we want to continue to foster and grow and learn from. In our gallery, we host a full season of art exhibits, music concerts, and plays made by local and independent theater companies, artist talks and discussions on current events, both here in the United States and in Norway, such as our Sami Dreams exhibit, educating the community about the indigenous people of Norway. We host preschool and youth programs through the Concordial Language Village, which provides unique and immersive Norwegian language lessons for children. We're in the launch phase of a new program called The Barn, Business Accelerator Resource Network, which will help companies find their way into the US market. On climate and the environment, we aspire to share the enthusiasm, science, and ideals of Norway, and particularly the conversations around the Arctic. The Minnesota Peace Initiative, hosted twice a year and led by Janet Dohler and a dedicated committee, aspire to educate on different important issues in our world. Gingerbread Wonderland, our holiday exhibit, continues to be a new family tradition where they come together and build gingerbread structures that are displayed during the holiday season. So it's easy to say there's a lot going on in our little blue building on Franklin Avenue, so much that we're expanding. Before year end, we'll break ground on a new event center named after the very generous Carr Family Foundation. We're so thankful to the state of Minnesota for their financial commitment to this project, multiple board members who have contributed, and the community that stepped up to make this a reality. We're proud to welcome the Norwegian Honorary Consulate General, Eivind Heiberg, as a new partner of the Norway House family. The consulate has been a tremendous friend and supporter for many years, and we could not be more thrilled to welcome them to their new office at Norway House. Tonight, we announced that we're closer than ever towards our capital campaign goal of $16.5 million. To date, we have raised $14.6 million. All of your donations made tonight through the auction and Fund a Need support the success of our programming and all of the moving parts at Norway House. I'm sure many of you have heard about the difficulties that organizations can face during a building project, and I know that with your help, we will be able to shine as an example, a success story for other cultural organizations who are finally able to grow through the dedication of their members. I miss seeing all of you, and I'm confident with your help tonight, we will be here for generations to come. From the bottom of our hearts, we cannot thank you enough. Tusen hjertelig takk. Now please welcome our friend and fundraising host, Kurt Johnson.
Thank you, Christina. So good to see you. And what a thrill to be here tonight and to have you with us in all your locations. Ladies and gentlemen, at Norway House, we look to our past and learn. We live boldly in the today, and we search the horizon for what lies in the future. Our classes and programs reflect in education, exhibits, hands-on learning, and engaging discussions of issues of the past, the present, and the future. Norway House is a community center.
It's your community center. A place for you to experience all the programs in a safe and inclusive space. A place where we can come together and support each other, and a place we can have very respectful and bold conversations. A place not just to sit and appreciate our past, but to live in the here and the now. As many of you know, Norway House is not just for Norwegians, it is for all. And did you know that there's a Somali group called the Oromas who meets weekly at the Norway House? That's part of our community. And you even invite other Scandinavians. Don't tell anyone, but I'm not Norwegian. I'm Finnish Swedish. Hey, you have a Finnish sauna day, and that's sauna, not sauna, okay? Let's get that straight now. And if you can take sauna with Finns, you know you're inclusive. And the programs continue today, ladies and gentlemen, and that is why we are raising money today. In order to keep moving forward, we need you to keep us funded today. So now we need you to give. We want you to give. We ask you to give. And here's where your gift of any size can make an impact. And we have a really cool announcement to make. We have 3 wonderful friends to starting us out, actually 3 groups. We have the Sundant family coming in at $10,000. Let's give them a round of applause. Come on, that's 10 grand. That's the Sundant family. And then, of course, at the same level, we have Eric and Rima Torgerson. Come on, woo! Torgerson, sorry. And of course, the great people at the Earl Bakken Foundation, 10 grand. Get those numbers on the roll. Now, can you join them? I know 10,000 is a lot. I get that. But you can do it by pledging at the auction site, or you can call on the numbers on the screen. You can text. Do whatever you can do. 10,000 is a lot, but can you do 5,000? I know last year we had people come in at 5,000, and we had people come in at 2,500, and 1,000, 500, 250, 150. Oh, it's not an auction, but you know what I'm saying. 50, 25, any level. We need all of you to make a commitment. And I know we have a much broader audience from all over the country and all over the world. We need you at the Norway House to give today. Now, we have more to do this evening and some amazing people to recognize. And I'll be back here, trust me, you're not getting away from me. And I'll be up soon to give an update. So now, let's hear from our sponsors.
She came into my office on a Thursday. I wasn't surprised because she called ahead and let me know she was coming.
I need some help thanking all of the amazing sponsors for the Midtsommer Gala.
Let me guess, you want to thank some sponsors for the Midtsommer Gala.
I just said that.
I know, I was here. Want a stapler?
I have one.
Suit yourself. It was obvious that she didn't need to staple any papers together, and that left only one thing. She needed to thank some sponsors. Well, she'd come to the right place because that's what I do. Thank people who deserve thanking, like sponsors. I'm sponsor for hire. I need a list of the sponsors.
Do I look like a person who just carries around lists?
Yes, you do.
Why is that?
Because you're holding one.
Oh, I didn't see this.
That's why I'm here. I'm sponsor for hire.
Here's the list.
I told her it was quite a list. This is quite a list.
Who are you talking to?
You and them.
I didn't see them.
Well, they can see you.
What?
So, you want to thank these sponsors?
Yes, the Midtsommer Gala would simply not be possible without their generosity.
I told her these sponsors were top of the line. These sponsors are
I
top
can
of
hear
the...
you the first time that you say it.
Well, that makes sense because you're in my office.
Look at that bronze level.
You mean the Sons of Norway?
The one and only. And Chris and Dan Walseth.
Top of the line. And look at this silver level.
Such quality businesses.
You said it.
I know.
Larkin Hoffman Attorneys.
Yes, and Norwegian American Chamber of Commerce.
North Chapter?
How'd you know?
I got the list. Minnesota Bank and Trust.
Pulse Electric Ink. I mean, how do we even begin to thank them?
Well, I've got some note cards in the back.
We're not even finished.
Cute little koalas on it.
We still have the gold and presenting levels left.
Wait, when you say gold, do you mean...
Bremer Bank, Karen and Arturo Tushu, the Norwegian American.
America's only Norwegian newspaper?
How'd you know?
I got the list.
And McGough, and Dave and Helen Distad.
That's even more impressive in print.
And then there's the presenting sponsors.
An embarrassment of riches.
I'll say.
No need. I just did. These presenting sponsors, whoa.
I know. How will we ever begin to thank them?
She seemed nervous, and I didn't blame her. These presenting sponsors were pretty darn impressive. Ballard Spar LLP, Citizens Independent Bank, Shell Bergs Borton Overseas Journeys to Extraordinary Lands.
I need to sit down.
Seat yourself. But I don't have a chair.
Okay. How do we even begin to thank these wonderful businesses not only for their contributions to the community, but their commitment to supporting Norway House's Midtsommer Gala?
I think you just did. And with that, another stellar group of sponsors thanked for their support. I'm not surprised, because that's what I do. I thank people. People who deserve thanking, like sponsors. I'm sponsor for hire.
And now it's time to present the first of our prestigious 2020 Going Viking Awards. You know, it's funny, but whenever I see that someone has majored in PE, I immediately assume they mean phys ed or phi ed, which, by the way, are both acceptable. It's like Erickson with an E or an O. They both do the job. But earlier today, I came to understand that PE actually stands for Polar Explorer, which can also be pronounced two ways, both of which are not only acceptable, but exceptional. And without an E. Bancroft or Liv Arneson, with an E. Both of these amazing women are internationally recognized for their leadership, serving as influential role models, inspiring women and young girls alike to unleash the passion and power of their dreams. And while their experiences are vast, their hearts are even more so. Ladies and gentlemen, 2020 Going Viking honorees, Anne Bancroft and Liv Arneson.
Thank you so very much for this lovely honor, even in this virtual strangeness that we find ourselves in. As an American, I know firsthand the bounty of having a friendship in Norway. Of course, I'm speaking of Liv Arneson, my ski partner. Like Norway House, Liv's and my partnership of 20 years is rooted in rich histories, a love of learning, and a coming together to collaborate on our shared visions. And I have not only gained another sister, but I've gained a Norwegian family, one whom I cherish dearly. Often our conversations on and off the ice revolve around what we've learned from each other and our different yet similar cultures that play into that. And we apply those learnings personally with our combined approaches and styles, of course, with the millions of children and educators that follow us on each and every expedition around the globe. During this time when our expedition plans are on hold, we lean on our past expeditions, particularly to keep us together. The things that we have learned over the years apply very, very beautifully in these kinds of strange and challenging times. Such things as perseverance and patience. And mostly what we rely on is our friendship. Perhaps more than ever, Norway House is a much needed model of learning from others and working together that the globe needs. And so it seems rather poignant to be receiving this award in this climate that we've got today around the globe, and particularly in the U.S. So I thank you so much for this lovely award. It's truly an honor.
Hello, my friends in Minnesota and Norway House. First of all, thank you for honoring me with the Going Viking Award. It's an honor, and it all started with a dream. I read about Roald Amundsen when I was 8 years old, and that started my dream to ski to the South Pole. And I also remember the day I got my first pair of skis. I was 3 years old and they were red, and I have loved skiing ever since. I was able to fulfill my childhood dream in 1994, skiing solo to the South Pole. That also led me to Minneapolis, where Anne Bancroft and I teamed up and crossed the Antarctic continent in 2000-2001. And we are both former school teachers, and we connected with millions of kids at that time. And we have continued to work together with different projects combining adventure and education. So I feel very privileged to have a family in Minneapolis. Anne is a soul sister, and I also call her my Sputnik, traveling partner. And if times allow, we will also go on a new education expedition in a year. I know it's really hard times. You have a very hard times in Minneapolis, Minnesota, the whole US right now. So stay healthy and stay safe.
Our second 2020 Going Viking Award goes to a Minnesota native who has more varied interests than a reverse mortgage. He was a math teacher, a high school football coach,
At several different high schools. He is the head of the MECC, the Statewide Educational Computing Services Organization.
and most recently served as CEO of 2 Minnesota-based national leading healthcare software companies.
He's been inducted into the Minnesota State University Moorhead Athletic Hall of Fame.
He is the recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Awards at MSUM at the University of Minnesota, where he recently received the Board of Regents Outstanding Achievement Award.
And now he is retired
Slacker.
and serves on several boards of directors.
Oh, never mind.
He and his wife Sharon have 3 adult children and 8 grandchildren.
Oh, seriously, not a slacker.
They live in Hudson, Wisconsin,
Wisconsin, that Packer. I meant to say Packer, not slacker.
and Green Valley, Arizona. Our second Going Viking honoree, the awe-inspiring Dr. John E. Hauge.
I'm honored and humbled to be recognized by Norway House as recipient of this year's Going Viking Award, and as such to embody the adventuresome and bold spirit of the Vikings. As a descendant of 4 grandparents who immigrated from Norway in the 1870s and 80s, I've taken much pride in my Norwegian heritage. Growing up on a farm next to my paternal grandparents sparked my interest. I enjoyed listening to them tell of growing up in the mountains of Norway and of their immigration experience. To learn more about my roots in recent years, I visited Norwegian ancestral home farms and churches of all of my grandparents and great-grandparents. Interest in my heritage excites me about Norway House's progress towards achieving its goal of connecting the United States and the contemporary Norway through art, business, and culture. I'm pleased to have been a part of that effort. Your help in completing Phase 3 is especially important. 100 years ago, Torkel Oftali, who was a Telemark immigrant, Norwegian-American historian, and newspaper editor, stated, "America is composed of many different people, like a rainbow with distinct colors. Let there be a Norwegian color in the American rainbow." It's still true today.
Congratulations, John. Now I want to talk about our featured auction items. You all have been bidding on our items online, and we thank you. We really do thank you for that. If you have not, which we wish you had been, but we want to join you now, just like for your donation, go to viking.givesmart.com, viking.givesmart.com, click on the items, and you'll see everything offered. You still have some time to bid. We're going to leave it open until after the program. While this year we cannot be in person running around, but we still can have fun. So let's get on to those few items we want to talk about. Summit Brewery Tour and Dinner. Thank you, Mark Stutrud, for the Summit Brewery Tour and Dinner. Summit Brewery, folks, they broke the ground for all micro brewers. I mean, what they're donating tonight is huge. Only 3, and I mean 3, tours like this are offered by Summit each year. And we are the lucky recipients of one of them. You will experience the godfather of Minnesota craft beer tours. Now, what's really cool about this is they'll work with you in advance to personalize your tour by sharing what you want to learn. So there'll be a communication. What level of understanding of beer making are you at? It's so cool. It's a real gloves off, technically deep tour on producing beer. Beer is good. The history of Summit Brewing and the realities of the craft segment of the brewing industry today and the future, because those are changing quite a bit. And just like Norway House, now they look to the past, they thrive in today, you're hearing that a lot tonight, and look to the future. In this case, the future of beer. And following the tour, your group will gather in the spacious, the great big Summit Rathskeller room. It'll be a curated beer tasting, and there'll be mingling. You have to bring the conversation. They provide the beer. Oh, and food. Food is provided too, and not just any food. Dinner will be created by Vaughn, a restaurant run by a local chef whose inspiration comes from his Norwegian roots and his love of fish, seafood, and waterfowl. So that's Summit Brewing. They're also going to give the winning bidder a certificate to get a free case of beer. Beer is good. Okay, it's about 3-hour tour. They typically like to schedule those on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. That's just easier for them. And then the catered dinner for 16 guests. Just keep people signed up. Buy this, people are going to get it. And right now, that is only at $2,875. Bid, 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 bid. Now, let's go to the other side of town. Let's go to Lake Minnetonka. And I'd like to thank the Thunheim and Schmidt families for an evening on Lake Minnetonka. No matter our background, we're all Minnesotans. And what do we do in the summertime? We go to the lake. Of course we do. So this time you don't have to hook the boat up or go rent one or do anything like that. You don't have to grab the cooler, fill it up, go to the liquor store, pack your snacks. No, we got that all taken care of for you. They have an incredible 31-foot wooden boat. They'll whisk you away and take all your stresses away on Lake Minnetonka. It's up to 12 people can enjoy this cruise and dinner. And what a great way. You'll cruise, you get the dinner experience, figure your friends, loved ones, maybe some business people you haven't been able to see. So you get the tour and the boat, and guess what? The food. Let me talk about the food on the boat. You're going to have food by Vaughn, the same person, the Nordic restaurant in Spring Park, who provided the food for the Summit Tour. It's on a 31-foot wooden boat. You get appetizers, wine, and beer, and it's for up to 12 guests. So and that's at $4,100. You don't want to miss out on that one, folks. We can gather in 12s now. We want to get together, go party with them. And what's next? Go Gophers! That's right, this is Minnesota. Are you a Gophers fan, a Minnesota Gophers fan? I know Dave Mona is, and so am I. So ladies, this is a chance for you to show your colors. We have a beautiful black football jacket, or we also have a long sleeve zip. And if you put both of those on and you're still cold, we have a wrap. The University of Minnesota Tailgate throw blanket made by our own Faribault Woolen Mills, folks. So you get the jacket, you get the lightweight long sleeve, half zip, that's extra large. You get the Tailgate throw blanket, and that's at $165. Dave, this is just perfectly for us. This is amazing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The blanket alone is worth more than $165.
Absolutely, and it may be 90 out today or whatever temperature you're at, but it's going to get cold.
Later in the fall, those games, this is what you're going to want.
And we're going to have games.
Absolutely.
All right, you heard it here first. But I want to point out that we've got some great $5,000 givers, and I can't get to everybody, but I do want to do some shout-outs. I want to thank Brad and Mary Bakken. Come on, $5,000. Paul and Margie Peterson, give it up, give it up. Herb and Virginia Morgenthaler, all right, there we go. And Karen and Arturo own Tushu is in there too. That amazing.
Well said.
I got it right. There we go. And Arturo, we love you so very much. So thank you for those donations. We've got a great night.
Well, we do, and it goes on even beyond when we're off the air. The auction goes closing at 8:30. Don't miss out on these exciting experience items that we've talked about and so much more.
Yes, absolutely. Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, we take you now to our New York studios and a Going Viking Award breaking news story.
Dateline, 2002, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Governor Jesse Ventura announces he will not seek a second term. In more important news, a vibrant group of professional women known simply as Laxalaga have formed an organization with laser-like vision and mission to focus on contemporary Norwegian issues and all things Norwegian. The organization meets the first Saturday of each month, October through May, to network, mentor, eat salmon, and receive information from a variety of noteworthy speakers. Topics range from the arts, to health, to history, to sports, to heritage, and beyond. The organization offers scholarships to Norwegian students who wish to study in Minnesota or the University of North Dakota, Grand Forks, or Minnesotans desiring to study in Norway. It is also open to providing grants to Minnesota professional women who have the opportunity to intern in Norway, and of course, to Norwegians interning in Minnesota. The grants are meant to supplement wages lost for experience gained. I have a feeling we'll be hearing a lot more about the women of Laxalaga over the next 18 years. Roll video.
Hallo alle sammen. Jeg heter Kjersti Olsen Duncan, and I am the current president of Laxalaget. On behalf of our board and membership, I'm honored to accept Norway House's Going Viking Award. When Laxalaget was established in 2002, its founders strived to bring together a group of vibrant women interested in contemporary Norwegian issues, as well as all other things Norwegian. At our monthly meetings, we gather to hear interesting speakers, as well as network and mentor one another, and of course, to enjoy delicious norsk laks. Notably, since our founding, through fundraising, Laxalaget has been able to build a strong foundation and award over $91,000 in scholarships and opportunity grants for Norwegian women to come and study in the United States, in Minnesota or North Dakota, and for American women to study in Norway. Their areas of study and expertise have been diverse. They've included aeronautical engineering, to dance, to music, to linguistics, humanities, peace studies, and human rights. Current events remind us daily how small our world truly is and how vitally important it is to foster cross-cultural opportunities, to expand understanding, as well as build relationships. So tusen takk, Norway House, for recognizing Laxalaget as we support individuals who demonstrate our motto of women who swim against the current.
Well, I figure it this way. If Star Trek can have a next generation, then so can the Norwegians. Since graduating from Gustavus Adolphus College, Stefan Kui has set out to excite and unite the next generation of Scandinavians in the United States. With this mission in mind, he founded Midtsommer, a clothing and events company, and has recently been elected president of the Swedish-American Chamber of Commerce of Minnesota. Stefan is very involved in the Norwegian community and the Young Professionals Organization. Having grown up with strong Scandinavian roots, Stefan is grateful for the support and inspiration from his family and friends, which has made this possible. Tonight's recipient of the Going Viking Young Professional Award, Stefan Kui.
Hi everyone, thank you all for your support to the Norway House. I'm incredibly honored to be accepting this Going Viking Award on behalf of myself and our whole team at Midtsommer. We started our company 4 years ago with the mission to excite and unite the next generation of Scandinavians here in the US. And we're incredibly excited about what's going on with the Norway House and their expansion. We're honored to be a part of it, and we're really excited for what's next. And thank you to all of you who are supporting this new chapter in Norway House's future.
And now, to recognize all of tonight's honorees,
A toast.
So fill your cup, then raise it up, and raise your voice up too. For we are noble Norsemen, all Vikings through and through. We drink our mead and then we feed around the bonfire's blaze. We toast the host and hostess and the summer solstice days. Ale, ale, the gang's all here. Skål! Pour yourself another beer.
get our donations in. I wish I could tell you. Thank you, Carmen and Jim. Thank you, David and Helen. I'm so excited to tell you that we are at a 100% board participation, Dave.
And the numbers, I can't take my eyes off the numbers. Keep growing.
If you can see, they're scrolling down here. We just keep nudging. We're supposed to be distancing, but we're, we're whatever. Okay, but we're at $70,000, and it keeps going.
We're just at 63 or 67.
I know.
Where did the 3,000 come from?
I don't know. Thank you, Paula and Jeff. We appreciate that. Now, what does this mean? How much is this?
Well, let's put it in terms people understand. That is approximately 17,000 waffles.
Waffles?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You don't speak Norwegian.
Yeah, well, but I like coffee with my waffles. Do you get
well, for you, it's 16,995.
Hey, I also want to point out, folks, this is so much fun. But at a $2,500 level, let's give a hand for David and Helen Distad. Thank you very much. Paula and Jeff Soholt at $2,500. Woohoo! We're up at almost $73,000. Bob and Kathy Thunheim, $1,000.
Great.
Our friend Dale Wallstrom, thank you so very much, $1,000. And my friends and everybody's friends, Linda and Ken Holman, at $1,000. Thank you so very much. Thank you, everybody. Please keep giving. Please keep bidding. We need you today.
Well, remember, this goes till 8:30 tonight, and I can't take my eyes off it. 72,000, well, 73. As soon as you try to say 72, it becomes 73. And now we want to acknowledge the strength of our community and the generosity shown this evening. We want to get that gang back together. Here are some of the friendly faces of Norway House expressing their heartfelt thanks to you.
As the chair of the board of Norway House, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your generous support of our wonderful organization. It's important that we not only sustain this organization, but grow it, not just for our benefit, but for the benefit of our kids and especially our grandkids.
Mange tusen takk.
Mange tusen takk.
Thank you for supporting Norway House.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tack så mycket för Östra Norge huset. Thank you so much for supporting Norway House. This is Jenny Haugen Karbowski, Gala committee member.
Mange tusen tack. Thank you so much for your support.
I just want to thank you for your generous donations and constant support. I'm so excited for the future of Norway House that you're helping to make possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much for participating in the Norway House Gala. We couldn't do this without you. Tusen hjertelig takk.
Well, we've done it. We bridged the distance between your home to our house, to our homeland and back again. Along the way, we've honored this year's champions and welcomed tonight's champions, our donors. We raised a glass, had a laugh, and shined a midsummer light on our Viking spirit and our Norwegian pride. To our gracious donors, thank you. To our esteemed Going Viking Award winners, congratulations. And to all of you, our cordial and comfortable virtual audience, we are moved that you chose to spend your evening with us. Your support brings to mind a profound quote from the prolific Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen, who said, "1,000 words will not leave so deep an impression as one deed." Jim, Shannon, any last thoughts?
And now it's time to go. We've reached the end of our show. Gotta sail our ship before there's 3 feet of snow. So raise your glass, give one last cheer. Drink, drink, chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Look, a mustache of beer. In our hearts you must know, we feel the midsummer glow.